All right, check this out. This is my 2001 BMW E46. It's a 325 Xi. I've had it for the last 6 years, put over 60,000 miles on it. It was my commuter car daily driver. I'm gonna go over the 3 times I actually got stuck and had to have it towed and all the other problems I had along with it. For a 25-year-old car, this is actually a very good looking car. A lot of what helps that is the headlights. The headlights are pretty clean. If you had some dirty, foggy headlights, they're gonna make the car look a lot older. And it's a nice size car. It's not too large. It's pretty nimble while you're driving it. You know, and the interior looks pretty good as well. The dash doesn't even have any cracks in it. The leather looks good. I really like the heated seats, especially that there's a button. You just set it and it's easy to go through 3 different settings. Things I really liked about the car when I was thinking of buying it was how smooth it was. It's very responsive too. None of my cars have run this smooth. This is my first inline 6-cylinder engine. If you're looking at vehicles that are under 200 horsepower, this feels pretty quick. Obviously, if you want more power, you can get the 3-liter or even get the M series. A lot of people don't know that the XI actually stands for all-wheel drive. I can tell because of the comments. Some people have said in the past, E46s didn't come in all-wheel drive. Well, this one is all-wheel drive. All right, so it looks good, it sounds good. I personally feel like these are pretty easy to work on. As far as parts go, this vehicle was extremely popular, so there's tons of parts. You're really not going to have a hard time finding different parts. Fuel pumps or water pumps or any kind of coolant system that you need to be replaced, you should be able to find it. And some of the parts, because of that, they're not really as expensive as they could be if it was a car that wasn't as popular. When I got the car, there was a lot of new parts on it. The coolant system had pretty much completely been replaced. A lot of times they have problems with these coolant reservoirs. They're plastic and they do crack. But anything in that area could also give you problems. The radiator, and there's a couple other panels. One of the reasons why I'm installing the new bushings is this bracket actually broke on me. So it rusted and rotted away. So I need a new bracket anyway, and I figured might as well change out the bushings. All right, I know things always happen at the worst time. I have a coolant leak and there's snow on the ground. It's cold out. I don't even want to be doing this, but I gotta fix this. My leak's actually coming from these 2 O-rings on here. Let me just make sure that's it. But yeah, you can see there's a drip right there for the cooler, for the transmission cooler. Just slide this out. So I broke down the other day in my 325 Xi, cruising about 60, 65 miles an hour. I feel this like thump, almost like a harsh shift, and then there's no power. I see the miles per hour going down, the RPMs are going down, no response out of the throttle. With the back seat out of the car, that's where the fuel pump is, underneath there. So it's really easy to access on the passenger side. Pull this cover right off, and that's where the fuel pump is. So it's a fuel sender. There's the connector, and there's the fuel line. So basically, it's pretty easy to change. You just disconnect the fuel line, disconnect the connector. There's a little tab here you slide out. And then this lock ring. You just take something that's not going to make sparks and hammer it like a brass punch and loosen it up with a hammer. It twists counterclockwise, and then the fuel pump literally just comes out. And then there's a gasket in there, so you want to replace that gasket as well. Once I hit around 65, the steering wheel starts shaking violently. My first instinct was that there was snow in the wheels. That's what it felt like. It was shaking that bad. I assumed it was one of the brake calipers hanging up, and obviously it was in the front because the steering wheel was shaking violently. If I put it up in the air, this wheel is extremely tight. Passenger side moves nice and easy. Alright, you put some caliper grease on where the brake pad slides are, but I generally don't. So I've been having some trouble with the speedometer and the ABS on the E46. The speedometer cuts out. At times it'll jump up once in a while, but for the most part it's not working properly, and the ABS keeps activating, and then the traction control will activate. It's just a mess. So the speedometer kicking out, the signal for that gets it from the left rear ABS sensor, so we're going to replace that. There it is. Came out in one piece. That's pretty surprising. Alright, that's in there. Now let's give it a try. Alright, so my speedometer is working again. Everything's back to normal. ABS works, and traction control, everything's awesome. Alright, I'm not going to be able to restore this thing before winter, but I just want to seal this up so it doesn't get any worse. I'm going to use this rust sealer. This is KBS. Now this is silver, so it's going to match the car. I am just using a brush on this, but you can put it in a spray gun. You can see after it dried, looks pretty good. It's not exactly the color of the car, which I'm just going to give it a quick squirt of some spray paint that's a little bit closer to that. As far as fuel mileage goes, I was getting about 27 miles to the gallon. Now for about 5 years, I was just running 87, and this vehicle really requires 91 and up. So unfortunately, after about 50,000 miles, I actually burnt my spark plugs out because of driving on the 87, or at least that's what I feel is why my spark plugs went. And that was one of the reasons I had to have it towed, because the spark plugs were burnt out. So put some new spark plugs in it, and it runs a lot better on 93 versus 87. So keep that in mind. Run 93, don't run 87. And I had some smoking coming from the back side of the hood in this area, and some oil smell. So you can look down in here and get a light. You can see down in there by the valve cover, it's leaking oil right onto the exhaust, and that's why it's burning. And the last time I had to have it towed, the key actually got stuck in the door lock cylinder outside. So it was only down the street, so the tow wasn't very far. I have AAA, so it didn't cost me anything. And I ended up having to break the lock cylinder to get it out. Once the key was out, I could still drive the car. I just don't have door locks on the outside. And there was more problems, and you can get those videos in the link up here. That's the playlist for all the problems I had that are related to this channel. This was really fun to drive. So between having it fun to drive, decent gas mileage, not great, but decent, and having the all-wheel drive, great in the snow, this is a great commuter car. It's probably the best car I've ever owned. I've enjoyed driving it. If you are mechanically inclined, it's a decent car, but if you're not, it's probably going to be pretty expensive to keep it maintained, keep it up. Unfortunately, this is the end of the road for the E46 for me. Every vehicle has its expiration date, and I've come to the point where it's costing too much money to keep it up, or too much time and effort, and things are breaking left and right. It seems like every other week. So it's time to move on, so we're going to get rid of that. If there's any vehicles you would recommend, leave me a comment below, especially something all-wheel drive. I already have a vehicle in mind, so stay tuned for that vehicle and any upcoming videos.